Okay, as you can see, I got 8 different brands of bottled water here. Ran me a little over $20. You look over on the other side, you can see a comparison of the same amount of water for just 1 penny. Okay, what I'm going to do is do a test. It's going to be an iron test. I have a little test pamphlet here. It will do 2 different waters, so we're going to test 2 different waters, and basically we're going to put them in this vial, and we will be testing for iron. Iron, basically, the health effects is obviously taste, there's staining, scaling, and there's discoloration of the water. So we're going to test any of these to see what the results are. I got some dice because I don't have 8 tests, so I'm not going to test them all, so I'm just going to roll these dice, and I'm going to pick 2 of the waters that I roll. So the first one is 5. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we'll be testing Ice Mountain. Roll these again. And we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we will be testing a bottle of Fiji. I'm going to pour 3/4 into this vial here. Pop the cap off, and I have a comparison so I can test exactly, see what it's going to be. I'm going to dip it for 1 second and then hold it level for 15 seconds, and then we're going to compare the colors. Alright, so that's my first test strip, and if we compare it, that's pretty white to me. So Fiji, I would say, is very low in iron, at least this bottle right here. Set this aside now, and we will now test Ice Mountain. Okay, just going to do the same thing with the Ice Mountain. Put it in the tablet and shake it up until it dissolves. Okay, pop the cap off. One final shake, and I will do the same thing with the Ice Mountain. So hold them in there for 1 second and then hold it level, and as we can see, once again, very white. So I would say that Ice Mountain from this test is also very, very low, almost non-existent. My next test is going to be nitrate versus nitrite test, and we'll see what the lucky water bottle that will get tested for that. And we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like we're going to test Ice Mountain again. Like I said, these are just random. I don't want to single any bottled water out. And to perform this test, I'm just going to dip the tester for 2 seconds and then hold it level for 60 seconds. Counting. 1, 1000, 2, 1000. Now we'll hold level. It's been about a minute, so we'll go ahead and compare now. The first one is going to be the nitrate, and from holding in comparison, it looks about 0 ppm. It says nitrate, nitrogen, nitrate must be less than 10 ppm. So that would be passing. And we'll go down here for the nitrate, it must be less than 1 ppm. And if you can see there, it is. So once again, Ice Mountain meets the requirements. And we're going to do one more test. Oh, that's 2. Can't see there. Pull out the Icelandic Glacial, and we will test that for the same thing. Just got my second test strip, and once again we're going to be testing for nitrate and nitrate, and I will dip it for 2 seconds. Make sure it's fully in there. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, and then hold it level for 1 minute. Okay, it's been about a minute now. Go ahead and check. I can already tell, just from looking at it, that it is going to obviously pass the requirements. I'd say it's there at about 0 ppm, and the second one is definitely 0 ppm. So, okay, in my next test, I will be testing for chlorine, alkalinity, I think that's how it's pronounced, pH, hardness test. And I have 2 different tests, so once again, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have Aquafina, and we have 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to be doing Aquafina versus Dasani. And basically I'm going to test both of these by holding the test strips in for just a short second and then holding them level without shaking the water off for 15 seconds. And then I'm going to compare to this chart. I'm going to pour these into these vials and this shot glass, so that way I can make sure both test strips hit the bottom. So I will go down, pull out immediately, not shake the water off. I'll do the same thing for Aquafina. Let them sit 10 seconds, and I will compare them. First is going to be chlorine, which appears to be about 0. Oh, next one's alkalinity, which would be down here, which is 0. And we'll move on to the pH, which is the third. Looks like a 4. And the last would be the hardness. So it passed all those tests just fine. And that was for the Dasani. Now I'm going to move on to the Aquafina. Okay. Okay. Alright. Looks all tested fine there as well. Alright guys, my last and final test for today, because I will be doing this again, is the copper test. Basically I have to pour 4 ounces of water into here and then bounce this strip around 10 times and then compare to the chart. So once again I'll roll for our lucky water, and that would be 8. So Fiji would be up again. And I will pour that 4 ounces to this glass right here. About 4 ounces there of the Fiji. Filled in there. I will pull it in and out 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now compare to the chart below. So it appears to be 1.3 ppm. And it just so happens I have one more test strip in the bottom, which in this case I will be testing my water straight out of the faucet at my house. Okay, I've got about 4 ounces of tap water here that I just pulled out of my faucet. Close enough, and as you can see, there is quite some coloring from it, and it is going away. As soon as it goes away, I'll go ahead and run this test for copper. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the same test now. And compare. And let's compare it to the Fiji. Almost identical.